Assalamu alaikum. This is Rubel. So today we will learn how to create a smoke test suite in TestRail and why a smoke test is needed and different type or the difference between the testing type like smoke, sanity, regression, and also you have a more testing type like integration. Functional, but today we are focusing on these three. So this is a smoke or sanity and regression. This is this type of testing we are doing on the regular basis. So then we will execute the smoke test in TestRail. Then we'll monitor the test execution report. So let's go to the Jira and let me go back to the Jira project board. And let me see, level, type, story, and I will filter with the shopping UI. So while our user history for the UI is completed, so then it is ready for test. So that means all the code right now is available in the in QA environment for tester. So let's go to TestRail. So you are going to create a smoke test. So the reason is, okay, now question is why we are doing the smoke test. Let's go to the QA environment. So as you see, right, like I did not refresh or anything at yes. I just give you the, before I refresh, I just give you the example like why we do need a smoke test. So as you see, the shop is not here, right? So that means is developer is the code is in the staging zone or in development branch. So developer push the code in a QA environment. So we create a set of smoke test is only the positive test case. So in this scenario, like in this, like for example, we are going to provide the user credential. So it has to be valid credential and make sure it's logging successfully. So that is, so we validate with the positive scenario that that's supposed to be working as expected. All the functional should be working. So that is the smoke test. So now a sanity test is like we also have a set of group of test case, but we don't sequentially execute them. Randomly we choose any test case from, like if we have a 10 test cases, we choose maybe from number 6, 7, 1 is randomly we choose. So, but most of the like all my project, what I like we call it like a smoke test, like we perform as long as the code is deployed to the QA environment or UAT environment. Right now, I just give you the examples, and this is very important, right? So as you see, QA environment, so this is called QA environment because it is a QA-shopping.ml. So this is the QA environment. The code is everything is available here. So when the developer push the code in QA environment, we will execute the smoke test. And once again, the smoke test is all the positive scenario and make sure if it is everything is good and we sign off. And when we sign off, as you see, like we have a release on June. So in June release, it will be UAT, right? Like right now, if I go to the UAT, as you see, the URL is the UAT ICRA shopping. So June 1st, our code, whatever in the QA, DevOps person will push the code to the UAT environment. So right now UAT is completely blank. UAT, you see UAT-ICRA shopping is under construction. So that means it's nothing is here. So all the testing is done. Everything is done from this page. All the user history is done. So after that, we sign off from the QA. Then we DevOps person will push the code to the UAT. So after he pushed the code, the UAT will have exactly the same pages or same code as QA have, and so on. Like after UAT is done, then is going to be the production. So the production URL will be like this. So it will be no UAT there. So this is like the production URL, but this one is not working right now because I didn't configure as yet, but I will do it in the future. But this URL is the live URL. Like if you do the example like sage.com or bankofamerica.com and spectrum.com, right? So that means it's no QA, no UAT, nothing will be front of it. And also right now you see the QA or UAT we are able to access, but in real project only internal people can access this environment, and this is called lower environment. So when in June release, all the code will be pushed from QA environment to the UAT environment. And that time we are going to perform, first we will perform the smoke test to make sure all the common functionality, all the positive scenario we have is passed. Then we will do the regression test. What is the regression test? It is a combination of positive and the negative test. And negative test, I say, okay, if I provide invalid user, I should see this error message. So this is like we are validating the error message, like and this is the expected, right? So that's like we still can so this kind of scenario fall under regression test. So a smoke test is only the positive scenario. Regression test, combination of positive, negative, boundary, and yeah. So now let's so far we learned all the environment. What is the difference between QA? What is the difference between a smoke test, sanity, and regression test? So now let's go to the Jira and let me go back to Jira board. And let me filter with the shopping UI. All the story level is really June. So looks like all the story is done. All the story is done and is ready for test. So let me go to the TestRail. Test case. And see, like assume all these test cases on June release, right? So what I'm going to do, I will select all these test case as a smoke test, and I will create a smoke test. And when when the QA, like where is it? Here. Right now, shop is not there, right? So like if I refresh the page, it will be there. So the first I will perform the smoke test. So let's create a smoke test. So click on the test run, add test run, and I can name it like smoke test. Smoke test, and I can say this is for, I can put the QA at the first. Okay, QA underscore smoke test, and the reference I can provide. Let's leave it. No, we are not going to. We are going to include all the test cases. So let's leave it like this for now. Assign to me. Include all test cases at test run. You see, on the top is a QA, a smoke test underscore release. It has been created, and also you see the default report. So after we execute, this will be number here. Okay, so now we create a smoke test. Now go back to the test case again. Still this test case is here. So now if we want to create a regression test, once again, we can create test run again, and add test run, and we can provide the regression. QA regression test, right? And this is the release number, and I don't have to assign because we are not going to do that today. So now go back to the test run. You see the QA test release, QA for regression, QA for smoke. And when on June, when the code available on the UAT, we are going to create another test suite, another smoke test suite for the UAT, and another test suite for regression. Okay, so let's execute at least one test case for the smoke test. So let me see. Okay, this one is not working. This one. Okay, my server is somehow done, but that I can. What I can do, I can just show you how we execute here. So close this one. So this is our test, right? So I can randomly choose here. As a tester, I should see shop link on the header section. We saw that on yesterday. QA testing shopping page, or as a user, I should see product title display correctly. So if you want to execute from top to bottom, you can do as well. So what I can do, just put it here. Test, and if you know that this is the test steps, and I can say, okay, this is after you go to the navigate to the login page, and you do all the perform, and you just randomly say, okay, this is pass or fail. You make a comments. If you have a defect, you know, like last video, we learned how to create a defect in Jira. So you can also add the attachment that we learned last video. So click on add results. So this is pass. So I can say pass. This one I say blocked. So this is the like the failed. I just try to you know, execute what happened here. So pass. So last video we saw like how you execute, right? So I just main purpose for today video is to how to create a smoke test. Okay, so it's taking a little bit time. Maybe my net is a little down. So anyway, so the is see, like you can say retest is based on your input in the smoke test suite, it will be appear here. So the manager, if they want to see the status, so they can go to this link and they can see like your like what test scenario is passed. As we also know, this is user excuse me, is a test case each test case has a reference to the user story. Okay, so there's, let me see, QA testing shopping page. So let me see, this one is, so as we learned earlier previous lecture, that you know, like each test case will be linked to the user story, so manager can go and check that user story. So that basically how we execute our test case, you know, a regression test suite or a smoke test suite in TestRail, and we can monitor the report, or so, and also you can download the image if you want to. After I download it, I can I can let me open it here. So we can download the CSV, or all we can download uh, uh, the image as well. So let me see the image, and this is like 10 pass, 0 block, and so you can send this to the testing team after we perform the smoke test. So I think that that what I have to cover today video. So the next video we will learn maybe Zypher or backend testing, like how we can write different SQL query. Okay, for today, thank you so much.